Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to talk about the World of Tanks Blitz Reforged Ultra test, or you can just call it the beta test. I'll also share my opinions and thoughts on it. So, the first thing you'll notice when you log in is the changed UI of the game. Honestly, I'm not a fan of it at all. It feels really messy and kind of confusing too. But it's not that big of a deal because, this is the first time we're experiencing the gameplay of this update. Over time, players are going to get familiar with it, and it won't be much of a problem anymore. Oh, and one thing I noticed is that I can only scroll with the mouse wheel. Dragging with the right click isn't working right now. But I'm sure that'll get fixed when the update reaches its final form. Also, compared to the old World of Tanks Blitz, I really prefer the old UI. Everything was properly aligned, and it just looked so much better than the Reforged UI. I really hope Wargaming reworks the UI for the Reforged update. As you can see, the UI we have in the current Blitz looks much cleaner and more aligned. While the new one has fewer icons and is easier to understand, the older one just looks way better. Yeah, the old store definitely looks better, but I gotta give credit to the new one, even though it looked messy at first. The thing is, the new one has text on top instead of icons, so newer players can just click on the icon and get straight to that section of the store. With the old one, you had to click on the icon first, then go to the section to read the title and see what was there. Even though the icons tell you what's in each section, I'm just sharing the perspective of a new player. Now let's talk about the settings and the new things they added in it. I have most of the graphic settings set to max, but we'll talk more about the game graphics a bit later. Now, in the gameplay settings, they added different armor highlighting styles. The classic is the old one, where it highlights where not to shoot. The default highlights where to shoot, and the combined does both. In the movement arrow settings, not much has been added, but now you can disable it or use the new one. I haven't tried the new one yet, though. Now, the worst thing they've added to the game is sets. I seriously don't understand what world Wargaming was living in when they thought the tech trees were too complex and needed something better. Instead, they've made it 100 times more complex for new players. Great job, Wargaming. Tell me from a new player's perspective, are you even understanding anything about the tanks when you go into the Sets tab? It's so overly complicated, it's honestly just confusing. Basically, Wargaming just wants to grab more cash from players, so they added sets and made it so you need keys to unlock them. It's so clearly designed to frustrate players, making them feel forced to spend money to buy the keys from the store. It's a cash grab, and it's honestly infuriating. If they really wanted new players to only grind certain sets to improve their skills, they could have put a level restriction on the sets instead of using keys. They could have made it so that you need a certain level to grind specific sets, so new players would only be able to focus on low-level sets that are actually designed to improve their game. That way, they wouldn't be able to just grind a set like the 183, where all you do is press the fire button. They could have made it require a really high level, like 1500 or 2000 battles, which would be around player level 50 or higher. That would have made way more sense. Now, you see, I searched for the beginner sets, and it showed a ton of options with different key requirements. But the problem is, the sets that can be unlocked with fewer keys don't even have Tier 7 tanks. Some of them only have 1 or 2 tech tree tanks, while the rest are premium or collector tanks. Take this set, for example. A beginner player has no idea what tech tree tanks or premium tanks are. The main impression they'll get is that this game is pay to progress, which is honestly becoming a reality if Wargaming doesn't start listening to the audience. Now let's take a look at the current Blitz we have. We start at Tier 1, and slowly the game gets more fun as you get a bunch of options on what type of tank you want to grind. You can even grind multiple lines at the same time because everything is completely free. But with the Reforged update, Wargaming made it so you need damn keys to grind multiple sets at once. Now, with the commanders, yeah, it's good they got nerfed, but their looks are so irrelevant to the theme of the game. Most of them look like they were just pulled straight out of Fortnite. Only Lisa and Anthony looked a bit relevant, but their voices? I don't even know what to say, they're so bad. Man, what the heck? I expected so much better, but honestly, it's worse than the old crew voices. And of course, wargaming is all about grabbing cash now, so you have to spend gold or get commander books, probably from crates, to upgrade them. Like, seriously, wargaming, why are you even like this? Why can't you just leave things free in the game when they're already free? Also, they removed the win rate, which is like a major thing that keeps people engaged in this game, especially the pros. I don't know what's up with wargaming's decision-making. Like, they developed so much in the Reforged update without even asking the community for feedback on the commanders, the UI, or anything. It's like they don't even care about us. All they're doing is changing the game in ways that are clearly designed to grab more cash, even though it's going to destroy the player base of the game in the long run. Also, look at this. Wargaming is like, yo guys, WOT Blitz is so complicated, so let's add steel to make it way more complicated. Now players have to keep track of steel, and if they don't, they'll end up in a match without consumables. Seriously, how is that supposed to make things easier for new players? It's just a stupid move to make the game more frustrating for everyone. Like, even the skins? I don't know what to say. This is beyond ridiculous. Why did they have to make it all so complicated? Let's jump into a few battles to showcase the gameplay. I played this game earlier this morning, and honestly, the graphics weren't anything like what we were shown in the trailer. It was way worse. The game was stuttering, crashing, and even in the official Wargaming stream, their game crashed multiple times. That just shows how poorly it's optimized. You can see how bad the graphics look. It's very blurry from a distance, and it feels soft and oily. This is on Unreal Engine 5, and the game looks so terrible, unpolished, and unoptimized. I'm going to remind you that everything except post-processing is on max, and still, the graphics look awful. I don't know how bad the graphics are going to look on low-end devices, and with the game stuttering on PC, I'm really not sure how it'll perform on mobile. This game at least needs more than 7 months of work. So Wargaming, if you're watching this, please don't make the same mistake Activision did with Warzone Mobile. Take as much time as you need to make this update perfect in terms of player expectations and graphics. Please don't kill this game, and actually listen to the audience. I don't want this game to turn into Warzone Mobile 2.0.
Only one eye working. Good hit. Keep them coming. Bloody good strike on their module. Touchdown. This old man's still got it.
Some maps look good, but some are in very bad shape in Unreal Engine, like the last map Normandy. It looks awful and needs a rework. Also, you can see they changed the match end screen. I think I didn't show you steel, which is the new currency in the game. But anyway, if you go to the store, you can see you have to buy steel manually to buy consumables. Does that 183 not have enhanced graphics? Or did the game just not load its textures? You can see the graphics could be really great if they got sharpened and polished a bit. The game in its current state is really unstable and should not be released anytime soon. There are a lot of bugs and crash issues, like sometimes the exit or back arrows disappear, so you can't exit that tab or window, and you need to restart the game to get back to the home screen. The game is also poorly optimized, and if it's released like this, it's going to kill more than 60% of the Blitz community. They also need to keep things free, like they are in the current Blitz. The UI needs a rework, and sets need a huge change to make it easier for players to unlock and understand their characteristics.
Not a hole in one, but a fine job. That's a blow to the old.
That wasn't a good match. I should have played more passively. Now you can see this map looks way better than the two other maps, but still, the graphics are blurry in the distance and feel soft. However, the map texture itself isn't as bad as the other two.
that in the morning. Target down. Put the blighters in their place, didn't we? Looks like our track came out. Movement restored. Damage inflicted. Piercing strike. Swing and a hit. Module damaged. Damage their module.
Also in current Blitz, the tanks are sorted by tier, but here you'll see that tanks are listed by their sets. So if I have a tier 7, then the other tanks in that set I own are listed with it, which is really confusing. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to sort tanks like this. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all later.